Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Imperial HoloNet. I am JD123, and I am joined by Nero Cole, Red Leader Antilles, and Jacob Carlson for another exciting commentary on The Flash. This time, Episode 2, The Fastest Man Alive. So, anything we need to
But
say?
how fast is he?
He's the fastest man alive.
Well, that's a good. I wonder if any of these commentaries have debated the physics behind the Flash's speed, but that's a discussion for a whole other time.
Well, that is something.
But then again, this is heightened reality, so there's some leeway in here, I suppose.
Well, with that in mind, everybody get your Netflix, get your DVD, get your what have you. Get your timestamps to 000 and press play right now. Here we go with.
Fastest man alive, but you know all that already. All right, let's get to the good stuff. You see that smoke?
I hear someone's thing playing.
Downtown Central.
Not me.
Sorry, let me turn it down.
I think we get to open this with just Barry saving people.
Yes.
Bad CG fire. Don't get me wrong; it's atrocious, but it's
They
nice to
use
see
the
them
same
just helping
intro
people.
Is
from the pilot.
this the same intro?
This is the
from
same
pilot?
intro.
They use the same opening shot of Central City,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and then they
you're right,
added
they
the
do.
fire smoke.
Overshot about 6 blocks. That's fine.
Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up.
All right, time to see the fire.
The fire. Oh,
Oh yeah, that's some really bad fire.
I wish we had like a little kid who's like wrapped up in a blanket and is in the closet, and then all of a sudden Barry loses his powers and almost
I was thinking the
falls,
same
and the
thing.
little kid
I was
pulls
thinking
him
the
up.
same thing.
I just want that to, or then he goes in, there's an old lady in there, but it turns around and it's Reverse Flash and drag.
yeah.
And here comes the part where we're like, okay, Barry does not use his brain. Everything's on fire.
See, it's
But-
CG fire, so he'll be okay.
Exactly.
It's only CGI.
I find it really interesting that Cisco's like getting in trouble for helping Barry in the beginning here.
Yeah, it doesn't really go anywhere. They're just like against it for reasons.
I had forgotten about that.
Yeah, how dare he save people from a fire?
Caitlin is more like in line with Dr. Wells's idea, or excuse me, Thawn Wells's ideology in these first few episodes.
Also, he forgot his mask. Oh wait, no, he had it. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, he had
That's-
his, yeah, he had his mask.
There was a thing on the garbage can that I thought was his mask. I'm like, oh wait, no, it's a hood. Never. I'm so used to cowls being disconnected.
Is the whole thing about them going after trying to contain people only for this episode, or does this go on further? I can't remember.
What do you mean containing people?
Where Caitlin says we're only containing the what do you call them?
Metahumans?
Yeah, the metahumans instead of actually saving people.
Super powered people. Super.
Well, that too. Does that only stay for this episode, or do they continue with that?
Well, no, because by the end they come around on helping
Oh, okay.
people.
Would y'all like to see that continued on a little farther?
Not really. It's just kind of a one episode dealing with that, and it's because the whole thing is those two ideas aren't mutually exclusive, and so they just have to realize that.
Yeah.
I like the fact that Joe knows he has superpowers, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, this is the episode where, I remember this episode. There's a part in this episode, I think it's in this episode, that I really like. And I'll talk about it when we get to it.
Barry is such a jerk. They really need freaking paperweights.
Yeah.
They still have that going on in season 3.
You'd think they'd learn by now.
Yeah.
Paperweights are expensive, man. In today's economy.
Oh, they just stole this from year one. The closed thing.
He's going so fast yet he's late.
I I miss the CSI part of this show.
I do too.
When
Especially,
sorry, go ahead.
I really like, especially in the first episode, and then we get these moments that I like. I just wish they were more prominent. What you were saying, Jake?
See, when Jeff Johns relaunched the Flash book with Volume 3, after he did Flash Rebirth, he pitched it as superhero CSI because it was Barry Allen coming back to be the main Flash and sort of replacing Wally West as the Flash. And because the show has been Barry Allen from the beginning, there's so much potential to tap into that, and at some point along the line, they just really lose that connection to the CSI aspect of Barry.
Mom loves CSI. She probably would like it if that show went that way. I love my law shows though too. So
I think Barry's so proud of his speed.
Yeah,
Like, not in an egotistical way, just he really is proud of himself.
you're right, Red. He's very modest about it in some ways too.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of Barry Allen's best qualities, is his modesty.
Yeah.
So, like, in the episodes that are being released right now, the TV show, we're at the end of season 3, where Barry and Iris are engaged. And so, looking at this stuff where they were living together and they're like brother and sister is just really, really, really weird. I understand what they were going for because Joe's a great character, and this sort of grounds Barry and gives him this family. But at the same time, like, I could see this being a continuity where Barry and Iris don't get together because Barry's mom died, and that wasn't supposed to happen. But I don't know.
yeah,
Well, I mean,
whatever their preferences are is their business.
Well, they knew each other as just friends. They were different people for like years and years,
Right.
leading up to that. So it's not that weird because they already knew each other beforehand, just as completely different families,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I think makes it a lot better than if, say, that's when they met.
Okay, one of us is definitely a few seconds ahead. That's okay. That's fine.
So, Iris took a journalism course because Barry suggested it, and she was bored with it.
I wish she just actually likes journalism as opposed to, being involved in this simply because that's what she is in the comics.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden is like, I care about journalism now, midway through. And is she still a journalist in season 3?
Yeah.
What never comes up, I always forget.
Well,
That's
it's
what Arrow actually did a really good job with.
the journalism aspect.
No, there's no journalism aspect. Laurel's role in the plot.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Her actually has something more to do with stuff.
Moments like that where Eddie and Iris kiss in front of Barry that's completely unnecessary. I said when we did our first commentary that it's completely understandable that Iris would start dating somebody when Barry went to the coma, but they just milk that way too much.
There's the
I wouldn't
MCU
have-
president.
Yeah,
Well-
and I think part of it too might be, I think if Eddie got more to do in the show, that might be a little more tolerable. The thing is, he has maybe a thing to do for maybe a couple episodes, and that's pretty much it. The ones that I think of, sadly, the episode I think of where Eddie got something to do was the one where is the episode after he finds out that Barry's the Flash.
Is it the Everyman episode where he gets framed?
No, I don't think that's it. I think it's It's the one with the lady who makes really terrible pee puns.
What?
Oh, the
Brie Larva or something.
yeah, that's the one with the Arrow crossover where Felicity and Adam come in, right?
Yes.
Oh, that All-Star Team Up.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the
Oh
worst
yeah, when
episodes
Queen
this
is
season.
around. Also, Simon Stagg is in this episode and never dies at the end.
If I was
We
an
keep
executive
keep
producer on the
alluding
show,
to
I would
Metamorpho. Well, go on.
I would drag out the Simon Stagg thing into 2 episodes and have Metamorpho come out of it.
Yeah, because we alluded to Metamorpho and Stagg, I think, even in Arrow before this, and then it amounts to nothing. Which is really sad, because Stagg's a massively important comic book character, and... I mean, heck, like, if you look at the first poster for the series, Stag Enterprises, like, their building is, like, in the forefront. Never really comes up again.
For the Flash?
Mm-hmm.
Weird. I don't think I've seen... Well, I've probably seen that poster, I just can't remember it.
I probably only remember because I had it on my wall for a while. But yeah, just it's weird to have such a major comic book character get brought in just to get killed off in his first appearance.
I know.
Even Smallville alluded to Stag a lot and never did anything with it, which is sad.
And Multiplex is sort of a result of Simon Stagg. And part of the difficulty this show in particular has trouble with is finding the balance between the ongoing conflict with the villain and the sort of day-to-day things. And as a result, we get that villain of the week thing. So last week we had the first Weather Wizard, or not last week, last episode, we had the first Weather Wizard. We have Multiplex in this episode. Next episode is The Mist. Then we have the Captain Cold episode. Episode 5 is Plastique. Episode 7 is Blackout. Episode 8 is the Arrow crossover, and then episode 9 is the Reverse Flash thing. So this first set of episodes, it's literally villain of the week, where we have all these new people coming in, and not a lot of them stick around, I don't think. Oh wait, I think episode 6 is Girder, if I didn't mention that.
That's the weird thing. Apparently, I totally forgot about this now that I think about it. It was in the Dollmaker episode. Metamorpho Chemicals is a thing in this universe. Like, it's its own company, or maybe subsidiary.
What?
Yeah, like, that's really weird. I wonder if we're ever going to get him in this stuff. Do you think by now he'd be used?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't there an episode where, and I don't know if it's this season or the second season, where Clock King is in it for a little bit?
Yeah, it's this season. It's the Blackout episode, episode 8, I think.
Oh,
or no,
okay.
episode 7, yeah.
Power
Episode
okay.
7 or 8, I can't remember.
7.
Okay.
And the Cosmic Treadmill.
I miss them using the treadmill, because it's literally the Cosmic Treadmill. All they have to do is power it up with a tachyon device, and then boom, Cosmic Treadmill. But they use the particle accelerator for everything.
Yeah. I think this is the.
That wall looks really rusty.
Yes, it does.
That's a hazard. And so what? Joe never noticed that Barry had an entire wall dedicated to it. All these years, never caught on to the fact that there's a flippin' like dot connected thing that no one would actually have.
The child actors and actresses in the show are terrible.
Yep.
I think they actually recast young Barry.
They did. That's hilarious.
Sadly, Gotham has much better child actors than this.
Oh yeah, totally. They used the regular young Barry in the beginning of season 3, but we just had an episode where they, I think, recast him as somebody else, which is crazy.
I think that we should just never do this, because remember that one flashback we had to Oliver and Tommy when they were kids from Arrow? Young Oliver was just so terrible.
Wait, did we see young Oliver?
Yeah, in the episode The Magician, where we get all the flashbacks with Merlin. Or not The Magician, the one where he fights Brick and we stupidly have the whole thing of Brick was the one to kill his wife.
Oh yeah, Lord, I forgot about that. Oh, you're right, I forgot about that. That's one of the worst episodes of Arrow.
Oh, yeah. It's actually, it has some of John Barrowman's best acting.
Yes,
So good. It makes no sense, but damn, that guy's a good actor.
he is a good actor.
Also, like how Wells is actually kind of like, wait, really? Barry Allen, of all people, didn't tell the truth?
Yeah, that's the whole thing that's the reason why I have a problem with him not telling Iris about his powers.
I kind of like Joe here. I like his stance on Barry. That's kind of like the father.
I do, but Barry's response isn't adequate enough. I think it's kind of cliche because he's like, "Oh, there are these supervillains out there, and cops can't catch them, so I have to because I have powers." The thing in the comics is that when Barry creates the Flash symbol, he creates that as an extension of his police badge. So, like, in the New 52, Captain Fryer took Barry in it as a child, and he talks about how the police badge means all this stuff to Fryer, and the Flash symbol is Barry's badge that he created for himself that represent all these sort of ideals. And because Barry didn't create the symbol or the motif in this show, we have this scene with the "you're not my dad" line instead of Barry just explaining, "This is me, this is who I am, this is me using my powers for good, this is my new badge."
Yeah, this borders on him being a vigilante, which is something you should never do with Barry Allen.
Yeah.
Exactly. Although this is the start of the Thawn Wells Joe thing, and that was one of the highlights of the first season overall.
And Joe's actor, I can't remember his name, is such a good actor. He really
Jesse
elevates.
L.
Martin.
Yeah, anything he's in, he typically elevates.
Oh, yeah. He's in one of the best episodes of X-Files.
Huh. Wait, that guy looks very familiar.
Let's see.
Like the funny thing is, he looks like another metahuman that's in the show.
Let me look up the actor.
The actor who plays Multiplex is just not an attractive dude. I'm sorry.
I'm sure he's a very lovely
This
person.
is really mean.
I'm sure he's a very lovely person.
I'm sorry, whatever your name is, if you're listening to this.
Michael Christopher Smith.
I haven't seen him in anything else, and I don't know.
Reminds me of the oil guy from or for some reason from or later this season, or maybe it's in season 2.
He was in an episode of Supernatural. He was in an episode of Psych. He was in an episode of Fringe, and that is it. He only does like one-off episodes in TV series. He's been in like 6 TV series, and that's it.
Something I forgot to mention in the beginning of the episode when we got the big pan shot of the CCPD is that they have a statue out there of, I think, George Washington, and it's like this white marble building on the outside, right? Mm-hmm. When we see the Flash Museum, when Barry's in the Speed Force at the end of season 1 here, we see the same white marble building and the same stance with a statue, but it's a Flash statue and it's in gold. So it's like the same statue, but it's not George Washington, it's the Flash. And so I always thought that they would have some big battle at the at the CCPD, and that it would be destroyed and rebuilt as the Flash Museum. but we still haven't done that yet.
For a minute, I thought you were about to say the Flash statue and the George Washington statue came to life and fought one another. That'd be cool.
Oh, I'd be so
That would be amazing.
And then Flash would win and he'd become president.
Okay, no. Oh, okay.
He is way too fast.
Yes.
He's able to have a whole conversation in the time it takes for a sugar packet to go into the coffee. No. That, and also, you have to think about the fact that when he's running at other points in the series and speaking, other people can hear it, even though he's running super fast, like it's just normal speaking, and yet here he's able to talk at this speed. I mean, I guess he could technically change the speed his body's moving and the speed he's talking, but I would think that'd be pretty hard for him to do.
Especially at this time when he's literally just starting with his powers.
It's one of those things they don't think about, like the music
Yeah.
when Quicksilver's running in Days of Future Past.
I love the music in Days of Future Past, though.
Yeah, but it wouldn't. The point is, it wouldn't be able to catch up.
Oh yeah, you're
Because running
right.
at super speed, it'd literally be just like 2 seconds of the song, and then that's it.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
with super speed, when you're running that fast, you wouldn't be able to hear anything. So the Star Labs people talking in Barry's ear isn't exactly accurate in this show, but I think they explain when Cisco gives him the thing, the doohickey, in the pilot, that it's magnetized or something, and that's supposed to allow him to hear in real time. Supposedly,
Because
I
it's
should
magnetic.
say. Yeah, is that they magnetize
Magnets?
it?
How do they work?
Magnets, the ultimate power in the universe.
How is Barry walking down here not have been alerted to what's going on already?
That's a good question, actually.
We really need the flash ring too.
Yeah,
Didn't they
it's the
set it up in season 2?
no. You mean the suit out of the ring?
Yeah.
They kind of do it in season 1 with the Reverse Flash.
Yeah, and Barry
They
asks
did it
Cisco
once.
to do it, and then they don't do anything with it.
Yeah.
Why does he? Sorry, I don't mean to get off the flash ring thing for a second, but why does he take off his mask and then separate? And then why does the other dude take off his mask? Like what?
Well,
It's
because
hot
you read
in
the
there.
script.
And the way he's holding a gun just doesn't make sense. He's like holding it casually and then shooting it, not showing any sort of recoil or anything at all. Like,
He's a casual shooter, you know? He's calm, he's chill, he smokes the dope.
Every single one of his clones.
so anyway, flash
Exactly.
ring. We need it. They teased it like twice in season 2, and we still don't have it yet at the end of season 3.
Dang.
I don't even. Barry went to the future in one of the episodes of season 3 to 2024, so we saw a future version of Barry in his suit using his powers, and he had a much more comic book accurate Flash suit, but he didn't even have a ring on his suit. We didn't see him suit up. We didn't see him use a ring even if he had it, but he didn't have a ring on any of his fingers. So not even that version of Barry had it. So we might not ever get the Flash ring in this show.
That would stink. Our
Man's
metahuman
Jamie
of the week.
Madrox. I mean, Danton Black. Totally not Jamie Madrox. He's just freaking poor man's Jamie Madrox.
He kind of looks
Just
like
saying.
a unattractive version of Rob Lowe.
Why are you guys so focused on insulting
Rob
the
Lowe's
poor
attractive.
actor?
Because we live
I
in a
really wish someone
society
had
that...
said multiple man, because he's just multiple man, but not as cool.
Because we live in a society, Red, that values the beautiful.
Sadly.
Unless you're the president.
Ooh.
Yeah, I
This
said
is the
that.
CW. I'm shocked they let it.
I don't like the effect
They're
that
the
Joe's
people
having
who
on
couldn't-
Barry here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is TV. We only allow beautiful people. There is no such thing as ugly on television.
Except when you're on, apparently, from
See,
CW.
like, every line Tom Cavanaugh says in this role is so brilliant. This is a grand enterprise, and every grand enterprise has setbacks. Like, man.
I mean, the guy makes talking about freaking Big Belly Burger awesome, even.
Oh, I know.
Oh, we don't have cows.
Yeah, that was hilarious. But I would say the only issue with Thawn is that he says he's from the 22nd century, not the 25th century. They were so accurate with him, but they made him only from 100 years in the future, which doesn't really make a lot of sense.
And I think
I wouldn't want to
Thawn
just went
even-
all the way to 30th century and make the Legion.
I thought and the funny thing is they say in I think in one of the episodes where Reverse Flash kills Cisco, he says Cisco figures out that he's a descendant of Thawn, and I think Tom Cavanaugh's character even says a descendant,
Yeah.
which is very strange.
Why is it strange?
Because you said if he was as a descendant, you figure he'd be further on down the line. If it's only from 100 years down the line, it'd be like.
No, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, they didn't reveal what century he was from until the finale, where Barry asked when he was born, and he's like, 150 something years from now, which puts him in the 22nd century. And then Thawn had some line to the Atom in the most recent season of Legends of Tomorrow, where he's like, I'm a scientist from the 22nd century, and I don't need super speed to kick your ass, Raymond. Like, oh my god. So they've only referenced it twice, but that makes the whole I need to find out what time period the Flash is from thing in that episode of season 2 really, really weird. Because, I mean, think about it. We have a pretty detailed record of what happened in 2017. So in 100 years, I feel like Thawn would, at the very least, be able to figure out where the Flash is from. Even though the Flash can travel across all of time and space, but I don't know.
This sounds like some Doctor Who stuff right here.
I mean, I don't mean to nitpick about that, even though I'm nitpicking about it. But Thawn is just such a good villain. And
this is so great.
Yeah, and the writers were so smart in having him be stuck in a situation where he has to create the Flash. And that's something original to the TV show. And like this scene here is just a testament to how good of an understanding they have of Eobard Thawn.
Yeah.
And this is where Joe starts picking up on Thawn, knowing too much.
Mm-hmm. I thought Joe's never stupid this entire season.
What do you mean by stupid?
He's never stupid at all.
Joe's
he's always
too
on top
smart.
of the game. He's too smart for a CW show.
I always thought that Thawn was going to kill him by the end of the season because Joe is way too smart.
I almost get the Thawn, because of that, that's why he lets him live. Like, he almost likes having a pseudo Moriarty, like someone who's challenging him intellectually. He's such an egotist that he needs that mentally. Because when Reverse Flash is a lot of things, and egotist is at the top of that list.
But the thing is, this Reverse Flash isn't. This Reverse Flash is at the end of his journey. We know he's going to die at the end of season 1. And his anger and hate towards Barry Allen at the end of season 1 has been matched by his love and his pride for Barry Allen because he had to create him. He respects Barry, he loves him, but he also hates him. And this version, as a result, is less of an egotist. I think that the line he has to Barry when he tries to get him to go back in time is literally, "I'm giving you a chance to undo all the evil I've done." I don't think the Matt Lesher Thawne, the Thawne who's like at his origin story point, that's not something he would say, because he's so all about himself, and he's so about, "Ooh, I'm the reverse and I hate you because you were the Flash and I couldn't be." You know, Thawne Wells in the season is much more of a rounded character, and so they took the Reverse Flash and made him more relevant to the Flash mythos, made him more relatable, made him more sympathetic, and that's not something that's easy to do for somebody who murdered the protagonist's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is where we set in stone Iris's fascination for the Flash.
Yeah.
What's also troubling about Iris's dipping her toe in journalism is that what gets her to be a full-time journalist is the Flash.
Yeah.
Like, she hates journalism and thinks it's boring, but then, as soon as there's the streak, she thinks it's the most fun thing ever. And something I forgot about season 1 before I went back to sort of read over some of the synopsises for the episodes is that Barry has these conversations with Iris as the Flash, like vibrating his voice and his face and stuff, because she's like writing about him and stuff. And in that Clock King episode, where he has her hostage, Barry isn't able to save her because his powers have been sapped by Blackout. And then she gets all mad at the Flash. She's like, "Where were you? You were supposed to save me." And then, like, he's on the outs with Iris then. Like, that's stupid melodrama. And I don't know. I just can't handle it sometimes.
I'll say this, I was enjoying, when I was watching The Flash by myself, I was actually enjoying these episodes a lot more than I did even early episodes of Arrow. I like I like that Flash is a little more cartoony than Arrow, been all dark and serious.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Flash is a much more lighter, brighter, more optimistic character, which is really intriguing because Barry Allen has seen more bad stuff in his life than most people, and yet he's one of the most optimistic people in the room. And plus, the Arrowverse tries to juxtapose in these first couple of seasons, these early seasons, Ollie as like the de facto Batman of this universe, and Barry as the Superman of this universe.
Yep. For once in your life, do what I tell you to do. I like that line.
Yeah.
I know too.
Good one. Yep.
That's a good camera. That's a good camera shot between.
I love Joe's look of just. It's my boy.
Why does this man feel the need to take off his mask?
What he put it on to walk in and then proceeds to take it off.
Because he considers himself a beautiful person.
He's like freaking Peter Parker in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films.
He looks like what?
It's like Peter in the Raimi Spider-Man films, where he always has to take the mask off.
Yes, exactly.
Why does Simon Stagg walk out of his office here?
Don't know. So I swear I've seen this guy somewhere.
He's the president
Oh yeah,
of
he's
the
the
MCU.
president. Yeah, he's the president. I just heard. You kept saying him. Yeah, just the one. What's his name? President Ellis. Yeah, you're right. That guy who holds guns really weird.
Imagine having this guy's power. I mean, you'd be the ultimate FBI agent. Kind of like
Right.
how this guy's do.
FBI
Just
agent. What would I want to be?
Or some secret agent or whatever. You could literally be anywhere in the building and just take anybody out. That's pretty OP in some of the cases, though. When you're up against the Flash, that's a different story.
When I first heard this explanation, I was like, wow, this is really cheesy and cheap. But the more I thought about it, the more I appreciated what they were trying to do here. Because this is just the product of bad business, and Barry could have been the same thing.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's one of the reasons I wish we had kept Stag, because that's the whole thing you're supposed to constantly do with that character, is
Exactly.
repeatedly show just how effing evil he is as a human being.
It was
My big problem
Beware
with
the
him in
Batman
Arkham
that had
Knight.
the cool Simon Stagg, right?
Yeah, and then Arkham Knight had... I did not
Oh,
like
yeah.
Arkham Knight's version. He's so just standard, like, mean businessman, but he's also a coward, and, like, I don't know, they go too far with making that over the top, as opposed to this version where they I think, really nail the fact that he just does not understand what he's doing. Like, he thinks, oh, as long as I'm making a profit, it doesn't matter who I step on. But like Arkham Knight, he's just a cartoon, which kind of lessens the whole impact.
Yeah.
Apart from Arkham Knight, where has Simon Stagg also appeared? Because that name always sounds familiar the more you say it, but I can't remember.
He's in Justice
he was
League
in-
as well.
Yeah, he was in Justice League for a two-parter, and then Metamorpho was in JLU, but Metamorpho I don't think ever had a speaking role. And he was also in the Beware the Batman show.
Wait, did Barry just kill this guy?
No.
No.
But yeah, Joel, remember the episode with Jon Stewart, his friend, whose like fiance like tells John to help because he's like going crazy and whatever.
Maybe. It's been
Remember
a long
that,
time.
Rex Mason?
It's been a long
And his evil
time.
businessman whose daughter is
It's been
and
a long
I love the fact that I love the fact that that guy's somehow able to smash through a window.
So,
I don't really buy that he's powerful
Oh.
enough to do that.
So we're coming up on a really good Thawne Wells Barry moment here, where what's Thawne's line? It's like some people don't want to be saved. Like some people are.
yeah.
Doesn't sound like
like
you want to be safe.
Some people, when they're broken, they can't be put together. Speaking about himself, and then Barry says, and some people are put back together even stronger. Like, I ooze over this dialogue because it's so good. It tunes you into their motivations as a character. Because Thawne is talking about himself, and Barry's talking about himself, and oh my god, it's so good. I love it.
So sorry to backtrack, but I was just curious. If that guy, when he was hanging upside the window, decided to split himself, would his clone just go splat on the ground?
Would his clone splatting on the ground kill him?
No, the clone getting hurt wouldn't.
Alright.
Yeah. Yeah. We were just giving the yeah looking face. Yeah.
Good close up on Wells.
Part of me right now really wants to look up Doctor Who Flash crossover fan fiction. See if they did anything interesting. Someone did something interesting with it. Thawne meets Davros. Battle of the Chairs. Battle.
Man, I could eat 3 pizzas right now too.
Bumper car.
So could have.
I'm gonna get pizza after this, so that's
Oh,
fitting.
nice.
I should do. I should probably get. Well, I'm not doing pizza, but I should, especially considering what tonight is.
Huh? Oh, Samurai Jack.
Yep. Oh. But
Ooh, true. This speech is really nice.
Oh, this is a great scene.
I like this. Aww. I'm glad they don't drag this out. They just get to this stuff right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you know, I'm a sucker for surrogate parent relationships, and this is exactly what I wanted Rogue One to do with Jin and Saw, and the Rebel Rising novel straight up just does this, and it's great. This is also why I love Alfred and Bruce.
Yeah. Such a great scene.
And they just sit down and start eating pizza and get to work. Love it. Love how the Flash is so optimistic like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then it
So
all goes
if the
downhill.
Flash is like buzzing around your car, why wouldn't you immediately like slam on the brakes, or at least
really
take
wanna
some sort of
see-
evasive action?
I
All
wanna see,
these
like, a
cars are
16
just
car
stagnant.
pileup. Barry's just like, oh shit.
Maybe it's like the night bus from Harry Potter. Nobody notices.
Well, with the night bus, it's that cars like move out of the way, like it's magic. Like entire barns move like a mile out, which is even stupider. But yeah, sorry about that.
All right, I bet you love this scene.
Yep, it's a great scene. Just I don't like doing this to big comic book characters. Oh, I like the Mercury reference with the Jay Garrick
Yeah.
helmet. Nice. Never got that. Look at this is like the inklings of Metamorpho, the whole thing of changing what it means to be human and everything. There's a lot of identity stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
That character.
I think that it works well with the Flash too.
It'd be so cool to introduce the Metamorphos involved. You can have a conversation between the two about that.
He can walk. He's not a brother. He's not a brother. He's a traitor.
I love that. It's not because don't think it's personal.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
I love that. You get the inklings that his like love for Barry now.
Yep.
So good.
And that is the Flash episode 2, The Fastest Man Alive, everybody. Final words, anybody?
It was a good episode. A lot of when this show first came out, I was reading some of the reviews of this online, and almost all the reviews were like, "Yeah, the second episode wasn't as good. It hit this like sophomore like episode sort of thing." I think that this episode was a good follow up to a lot of the things that were introduced in the pilot, because Joe comes around on Barry. So they're working together by the end of the episode. Caitlin comes around. We get more information on Wells. Good episode.
Okay. And with that, till next time, I'm JID123. And, bye.
I'm Jacob.
Okay.
I'm Nero Cole.
And I'm Red.
And now bye. Bye.